Good morning, St. John's. I hope you're doing well. There's something so beautiful about the early hours when you wake up and the sun isn't out yet, like right now. It's just about to rise. And you walk outside and the air just smells different. It smells crisper and cleaner. And there's like one person walking their dog, but otherwise it's just so quiet. It's like before the day starts. And I just love this hour. And I woke up this morning with a passage of scripture on my mind. It's one that I memorized years ago. It's from Psalm 147. And I just wanted to share this with you and then tell you a little bit about this coming Sunday. Psalm 147 verse 10 says, God's pleasure is not in the strength of a horse or in the legs of a warrior, but God delights in those who fear God, who put their trust in God's unfailing love. There's something powerful for me about this image that juxtaposes human power with God's power. We live in a world where we put a lot of weight on the size of a military or how much resources someone has, and the ability for someone to outweigh someone else's resources, especially now as we think about the world and we think about our version of chariots and horses and foot soldiers. We think about all of the ways in which nations display power. And what it says in this psalm is that God looks at this stuff and says, you know, that might look like power, but there's something way more powerful than that. And that is the steadfast, unfailing, unwavering love of God. And God delights in those who trust God. And the psalmist is putting their faith, putting all of their trust, not in what we see and what we consider to be human displays of power and might, but in something that is not seen. And yet the psalmist is affirming that there is even greater weight, greater power, greater significance to this, which is the love of God in our midst. So I wanted to share that with you today. I hope that wherever you are in your life, and you think about the things that we put our trust in, and that today there might be this little seed that's planted to remind us that God's power is in God's infinite and unfailing love. And that love is for you. And I know that sounds, in many ways, it sounds like, okay, that's a nice Christian thing to say. But for centuries, people have found so much strength, so much resilience, so much contemplation just in this beautiful notion, this idea, this concrete thing that can ground. It's like an anchor in life, which is that no matter what, God's love, God's steadfast love is with me right now in the midst of my life and my circumstances. And so I want to invite us to lean into this a little bit today on this beautiful morning. And I want to also let you know about just a contextual thing, that this coming Sunday is the last Sunday in the season of Epiphany. So this is the final Sunday, and then this next Wednesday is Ash Wednesday, which is the beginning of Lent. So we are entering into a whole new season in the church life. And something that you may have read in the newsletter, and I just want to highlight, is that our Eco Action team has invited us once again to consider the 6 weeks of Lent as an opportunity to do an eco pledge, a pledge to the environment in ways in which we can be more mindful and more present to the ways in which we consume. And so in the Crossroads newsletter today and last week, there's a little link where you can sign up if you want to just commit to pledge, do this eco pledge along with us. You don't actually have to sign up to do the eco pledge, but it's just a way to kind of get you to commit and to feel like you are doing something intentional. And along those lines, because we're about to kick off this eco pledge for Lent, we are inviting someone really special to come this coming Sunday to preach to us. And her name is Robin Lewis. And Robin comes from the Interfaith Power and Light organization, and she's the director of climate equity. And so it's going to be really wonderful to have her with us. And and she's going to be preaching only at 10 a.m. the 10 a.m. service this Sunday. So if that's something that you want to really just make a note of, to come join us at 10 a.m. Otherwise, I'll be sharing a reflection at 8 and 5 this Sunday to cover those services. God bless.